So I don't really know how to explain how to do the like the shape of the face, but it's just kind of like this. That's the thing is, I was always better at side view than everything else, and so I'm not as good at explaining it, but like you want to do where the eye's going to be, right? And I think the biggest trick with side view is to make sure that you're thinking of the whole picture. The tendency is to start like going, okay, here's the brow. Ooh, I want to take some time on this brow. Okay, now I'll do the nose. Oh, let's see, now I'm going to do the lips. And then all of a sudden, and this was where the eye was, right? So then it gets like way bigger and your proportions go way off. But if you do it really quickly and lightly and like just, you know, showing I just kind of do the nose and then the chin and really quickly do it and fix that first before I go into the lips. The lips are where people start making it huge at the bottom. So you don't want to do that. So then when I know where the eye is going to go, I'm going to stick it in here. And the eye is a tricky shape here. You don't want to make it like a deer eye because we are predators, we are not prey. So our eyes do not look to the side like this. It's just really scary. So, I don't know. So they're more, think about it like a pizza slice, like a Pac-Man or something, right? It's going to be this kind of angle, and then it'll go out a little bit right here, because here's where the eyeball is for your reference. Eyeballs are pretty huge. And then you have this really thin, I'm saying thin sliver for the iris, like it's almost not there. If we go really close up to it, here's what the eyeball looks like. You just kind of draw a line right here, really. And then the pupil will actually show itself on that side, not on the end. This will actually make it look more realistic when you draw eyes. It's up to you if you want to do it, but it really has a good effect of just realism with the side view. Is that it's, think of it as like a raisin on the bottom of a big Jell-O bundt cake. I love that. It works. Okay. So now I'm going to draw that eye finally. And you want to make sure that it's not right up to the front, okay? There's some distance there. It's behind your nose and your eyebrow. Your eyes are deep set. And especially if you're a guy, it's going to go even farther back. And then you draw the eyebrow, and it's going to be really short, okay? So you want to make it like that, where it might have been like this straight on, okay? So, and then you just make it, you still, let's see, say you had an eyebrow like this, okay? It has, its lowest point is right here, its highest point is right here. So when you draw it at side view, you want to have the lowest and the highest points in the same place, but you make it shorter. So it's just going to look more extreme. And then, let's see. So then you start to refine things. The nose, I think is probably, I don't know, seems like the easiest part. The mouth is hard because you want to like make it really big. But you got to realize that as prey, we have most of our features on the front of our face. And that's where it all is. And so, like, when you have it side view, you don't actually see much of the face. You know, it's the opposite of a horse, right? Like, a horse, it would be really hard to draw it from the front because it's really, most of it is at its side. So anyway, with the lips, what I do is I like to draw, like, kind of an M, sideways M shape. And then I do a little upturn for the M part of the mouth, and then I make it go down. Most people's lips go down right there, not everybody's. And then, but it's very short. So, sorry. And then, I don't know. It's hard to draw with my gigantic paintbrush thing. But, and then the hair, just make sure that it goes back far enough, because that's one problem that I see with people, is that they just make it cut off too early, I guess. I don't know. So just make sure that there's enough volume in the back. With a guy, there's going to be less. It'll be more like here and like because their neck is thicker, so like that. But with a woman, it's going to have more volume because their neck is thinner, if that makes any sense. So let's see here. It is 5:30. I'll take one more angle and then we'll do expression questions.
How about a 3/4 back view?
Oh, okay. It's a tough one.
Like looking at someone from the back.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So what I would do is I usually kind of draw the neck. And one way that you can test this is you can draw a face at 3/4 view and then try to draw a face that's 3/4 back view and then hold them both up at the light. And if they have the same silhouette, then you know that you're closer. So that's something to check on, because a lot of times you might like draw like the eyes too high or the chin too low or something like that. In fact, I probably do too. I have not followed my own advice on this, but it's just an idea. Let's see, I probably drew, see right here, I drew the person with their neck like this. See, I'm doing an impression of it, so I know what I did wrong. So I make it go this way, farther back. People's necks go forward for the most part. And I'm not really explaining this very well, I know, but the ear goes right here, and it's gonna, let me make my paintbrush a little smaller so I can explain. But it'll have this little guy right here, and I'm so good at explaining. And then, yeah, you just basically have to, for the rest of it, just try and pay attention to what you would normally do with 3/4 view. And you can maybe even light box what you normally do for 3/4 view to just make sure that it all matches up. And again, I add more volume as I, on the back of the head as well with 3/4 view, with women especially, to show, you know, this is a pretty hair. I like drawing hair. All right, so what are some facial expression or even like face movement problems like that you've been having a really hard time drawing?
I tend to drag the jaw a lot in the mouth. It's like just any expression with the mouth.
Like
do you ever like I just feel like I exaggerated too far. That's the idea of the jaw.
Oh, yeah, you know, I think especially with side view, like it's easy to make it really Pac-Man-y again, like this. And what I've noticed, like what I did was I took a lot of pictures of my face side view. And that helps so much just to see what it looks like. So what happens is it seems, I don't know why this is, but it seems that the chin goes down. It doesn't really hinge as much as we think it does, so that it goes like this, you know? It goes more like caveman. All right, and instead it goes more like this. It's still poking out, you know, quite a bit. It just goes lower. I don't really know, like maybe they have like a cool x-ray showing of somebody talking that might help to figure out how the bones work. But yeah, don't worry about like making the chin go in too much, because it really doesn't. Like, watch me go like this. It doesn't really go like this, does it? It kind of mostly goes down. It might go in a little bit. So as far as in the front face, you probably don't have to draw the chin quite as big as it would have been with the mouth shut.